Welcome, friends. Welcome, friends. He is risen. It's me. I've risen. Sorry, I'm running a little late. But lots of things raised from the dead in A Song of Ice and Fire. So, of course, Easter is a great day to talk about A Song of Ice and Fire. Last year, we had our first inaugural Dragon Egg Trivia. And all of our trivia was about dragon eggs. I kind of used up all the dragon egg trivia questions. So this year, it will be dragons in general, dragon lords and dragons. Mostly from Fire and Blood, a little bit from the world of Ice and Fire, but pretty much this is a Fire and Blood trivia, so getting in the mood for House of the Dragon. And guys, it's an action-packed. We are prepared today. Reading Rhaegar is here somewhere. He's here somewhere, and we've got 20 questions. 10 of them are going to be reading Rhaegar questions. The answers will have quotes. Reading Rhaegar is standing by to read quotes. I've even heard a rumor that he recorded a Reading Rhaegar song and made a music video. I don't know. He was up late last night doing stuff. I'm not sure what he was up to, but we've got some surprises here. So I'll explain the rules in a second. Right off the bat, I caught a couple of super chats. Dragon trivia for me, apparently. Marvin Martin asks, can you elaborate on dragons and riders sensing each other when Rhaena came to Dragonstone on Dreamfire to Storm's End during her mom's death childbirth? Yeah, a different time I can elaborate on that. Probably all I can say is that the dragons are in tune with their riders. So if two riders hate each other, the dragons will hate each other. Jaehaerys and Alysanne were in love, and their dragons acted like a mated couple. So definitely there's a lot of continuity between the emotions of the riders and the dragons and their allegiances and stuff like that. And then also Marvin Martian asks, could a hatchling have saved Jaehaerys' daughter? Perhaps. King Aenys was kind of sickly and stuff until he got his dragon, and then he grew stronger. So there is something about the dragon bond that lends strength to the people. We saw that with Dany as well. So potentially it could have. Although we're going to talk about some children of Jaehaerys in the trivia. Another dragon trivia for me. Had the dragon survive the dance? Could a Blackfire become a dragon rider? Of course. We see many riders from House Valyria on dragon seeds, even nettles. Yeah, definitely. Definitely a Blackfire could have been a dragon rider. Which means that Fagon could bond with the dragon. That is not off the table at all. And then the right lineage. Is dragon warging possible? That's unlikely. The dragons are made of fire, so I think the skin-changing bond would have to be mutated. But hey, like I said, this is trivia, so no more general questions. Save those for a different day. The way that we're using the Super Chats and PayPal today is to open the eggs. It is Easter, and we have eggs. And as you can see, one of them is gold. So if you, basically, I've got 10 regular questions with no Reading Rhaegar video quotes for the answers, and I've got 10 with Reading Rhaegar quotes. So these 10 eggs will represent the Reading Rhaegar ones. I'll go every other. In order to open one of these, I'm hoping for a super chat to sponsor the egg. So basically, if you want to send a PayPal or super chat in, send one in, and then I will open an egg in your honor. And one of these will be the golden ticket egg, which will have a surprise from Reading Rhaegar, a special extra surprise. So here's how we're going to do this. To make this more fair, instead of reading the questions, I'm going to drop the questions in the chat. The reason being is that the video is on a slight delay based on when you're watching and where you are and your internet speed. The chat, however, is much more universal. And you've probably noticed that if you've gotten behind in the video stream, the chat is still current. So no, Minty, yeah, no, we'll definitely open an egg in Marvin Martian's honor. Yes. And yes, downtown Clindy Brown, that would be cheating. Please don't do that. What was I saying? So I'm going to drop the questions in the chat window because everyone will see them at the same time. So I'm going to copy and paste them, drop them in the chat window. So watch for my orange icon and the question, and then I will read it so you can also hear it. But the chat is where you're going to see it first. That way everyone will see the question at the same time, and have an opportunity to answer. That way, those of you with slower internet connections will not be disadvantaged quite so much. Next thing is that the questions are multiple part. There's multiple questions to each one. I'll say, you know, what king and what dragon did this, and when they got there, what did they do, and who else was there? And it'll say 1 point for this, 2 points for that, blah, blah, blah. You can score points by answering any part of the questions. You don't have to get the whole thing. And I'm taking the first right answer for each part of it. So if you see 4 parts to the question, you can jump right in on the last part if you want, if you know that answer. This way, this will give more people a chance to score points. And there's like 100 points that are available total. So lots of points can be had. The Minty will be keeping count, and in the bottom right below me here, you see a blank window right now. As people score points, that will become the scoreboard. And that way we can keep track. And the winner will get a vintage mythical astronomy t-shirt. I unearthed a few in my closet, and I've got a couple sizes. So the winner will get a mythical astronomy t-shirt. And with that said, let's do one of these so you can see how it works. And then I will open. So first, like I said, we're going to do one regular question and then one Easter egg question. And Marvin the Martian is already super chatted, so I will open one for him in a second. So question 1. And like I said, I'm going to copy and paste. It's worth 3 points total. Oh, you know, I need to just modify this a little bit so I can see. You ready? Here comes the first question. Get your typing fingers ready. There it is. Caraxes is not the second largest dragon in the dance, as I erroneously stated in the video. Who is? Where does this dragon rate as far as size among all Targaryen dragons? So 2-part question. Then I will take the first right answer for each part. Who is the second largest dragon in the dance? It is not Vhagar. It is Vermithor. Marvin Martian got the answer. And third overall is correct, Mr. Dondarrion. And that is said in, according to the Maesters, that's what they wrote. So Cannibal apparently not as big as Vermithor. So Minty, we've got Marvin Martian with 1 point for Vermithor. And Dondarrion, Dr. Dondarrion with 2 points for answering third. So that's how that works. You see, 2 people got a point on that one. So that's how that works. Yeah, no one knows how big Cannibal was, but this is explicitly stated by the Maesters in Fire and Blood. Vermithor is the second largest dragon after Vhagar in the dance, and that it said, and Vermithor also was said to only Balerion and Vhagar grew bigger. That's what it said. Cool. Yeah, so it does, Evan. So you can still see the chat on the screen, but your chat inside of YouTube is faster. What's on the screen is delayed. You should be looking at the actual chat on your YouTube window, which is current. It is, if you notice, you'll see the comments there first, and then like 5 or 10 seconds later, you'll see them on my screen next to me here. So watch the chat in the YouTube, and everyone should see those basically at the same time. No, I don't want to update my software right now. Thank you. Okay, so now Marvin Martian has sent in a super chat. So I will grab an egg and I will open it up. And Minty, we've got question number 14. 14 is what we're going with. Question 14. Oh, this is a good one. Here, everybody ready? He's called the Cannibal because he eats other dragons. There it is. So, who was the only dragon and dragon lord to ever fly their dragon to the top of the high tower of Old Town? Worth 2 points. And what was the occasion? Isabel, Lamego, Alisan, and Silverwing. She gets those 2 points. What was the occasion? New Septon, Cinnabarb. I will accept that. That is correct. The death of the old High Septon and the choosing of a new one. So Cinnabarb gets 2 points. And Isabel gets 2 points. Yes, so look in the YouTube chat, guys. And you should see them all at the same time. So good job, guys. And let's go ahead and go to reading Rhaegar for the answer. Let's see how easily I can do this. Here we go. Yes, hello. The unexpected arrival of Vermithor and Silverwing at Old Town brought thousands to the street to point and stare. No word of their coming had been sent ahead, and there were many in the city who were frightened, wondering what this might portend. None, mayhaps, more than Septon Matthias, who turned pale when he was told. Jaehaerys brought down Vermithor on the wide marble plaza outside the Starry Sept, but it was his queen who made the city gasp. When Silverwing alighted atop the high tower itself, the beating of her wings fanning the flames of its famous beacon. It's reading Rhaegar. Gosh, that sounds like Rhaegar's been at work there on a little theme song. Anyways, let's move along to our next regular question, and hopefully we'll get another super chat to open another egg. Hopefully, if there's anyone out there who wants to support the program, open an egg. It could be you opening the golden egg. So question 2, and again, I'm going back. So just so the numbers make sense, the first 10 do not have Rhaegar ones. I'm going through those automatically. The second 10 are the Easter eggs, and those are randomly being sprinkled in as I get super chats. Isn't that right, girl? Oh, come here. Come here. Am I having too much fun without you? The answer was yes. It's springtime, by the way. Cleo's she's kind of being a bitch right now. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But here comes the question, folks. 3 points total. Here it comes. In which 2 SOC cities did dragonlords briefly survive after the doom? 1 point each. What happened to them? 1 point. They died is not enough. I've got one right answer. Marcus Targaryen got one of them. Lys. That is one correct answer. Scott has the way what happened to them. They were rebelled against. That is correct. So Scott gets a point. I'm still looking for the other city, which is Tyrosh, and Katie was the first one with Tyrosh. And by the way, if you said something before somebody else's name that I read, just scream and make a mess, and we'll see it. But the first one with Lys was Marcos Targaryen. He gets 1 point. Rebelled against. Who said that? That was Scott. He gets a point. And the first to say Tyrosh was Katie. So 1 point each for all those people. How we doing, Minty? Are you having easy time keeping up here? Just let me know if I'm ever going too fast. We're running a whole thing here. Looks like it's happening. And Katie was the third one. You're fine. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, and Vagon Blackfire also sent me in a super chat, so I will now open one on behalf of Rhaegar. But I need some more super chats, folks, for these eggs, and also to pay my bills and stuff. So we've got purple egg. Let's see which number is in here. It is number 12. Number 12. Let's see what question 12 is. Oh, yes, this is a really good one. It's worth 4 points total. Here it comes. Who was the only Targaryen to ever own both Blackfire and Dark Sister at the same time? 2 points for the right answer. Name the person who gave them each sword. 1 point for each. Marcos Targaryen again gets Maegor. That is correct. 2 points from Marcos. Who gave him the swords? Katie, yes, Visenya gave him 1. And Aenys gave the other, Cinnabarb. So Katie gets a point. Cinnabarb gets a point. And Marcos gets another point. Or gets 2 points. There you go. There you go. If Marcos gets every answer, then we'll know that he's got the fastest internet connection. But maybe he's just really smart, quick on the draw. I think everyone should be seeing him at the same time. So this is definitely the best that I can do on a live stream in order to, get it all going. So like I said, I'm basing my conclusion based on the fact that even when you get behind watching a live stream, the chat is still current. And you could tell because if you get behind, the people in the chat aren't talking about what's on screen. So I think the chat is always current for everyone, as opposed to the video, which obviously takes a lot more bandwidth to get out. Cool. And as I keep going, some of these questions will start to have more and more parts to them. So there'll be more... like I said, you can pick off different parts of the question to score a point. So now, next one. This is question 3 off the first list. Oh, that sounded like a PayPal. Yes, it was. That'll work too, by the way. Here we go. Next question. Here it comes. Who is the only person to fly their dragon? 1 point for the person, 1 point for the dragon. To the Iron Islands. What is the name of the lord they personally killed? And how did they kill them? I'm going to be a stickler here. I'm going to need, Aegon the First. Thank you. There's too many Aegons. Aegon is not good enough. Amy True gets a point. Aegon the First. I would have taken Aegon the Conqueror, Aegon the First, anything like that. Who did he kill? Volmark. That is correct. Joe Yeardley gets a point for Volmark. I did say 1 point for the Dragon Lord and 1 point for the dragon, by the way. So we've got a point for Aegon, a point for Volmark. Beheading, that is not correct. So we still don't have all the answers in yet. Nobody named the dragon, which is kind of dumb. It's Aegon's dragon. Valyrian, yep, there it is. Dragonfire is incorrect. So Cinnabarb got the point for Valyrian. That was an easy one, but it was just sitting there, so There it is. And how did Aegon kill Qhorin Volmark? Still waiting for that. Shadow Demon, thank you. And there was another super chat from Mighty Monarch. Cool. It's actually water in a vitamin water jar. Yeah. Single combat. I will take that one. It's single combat with Dark Sister, but single combat is the phrase that is used. So Downtown Clowny Brown gets that one. Very good. And this is that is not a reading Rhaegar. Oh wait, did I do the reading Rhaegar for 12? I skipped it, didn't I? I'm so sorry. I've got the Maegor the Cruel. We got to go back for the Maegor the Cruel reading Rhaegar. I guys, don't let me do this. That's horrible. Okay, girl, that's enough. Come here. Sorry, I'm definitely doing a lot of things. So this is the Maegor the Cruel answer. The lords who had come to Dragonstone to bid their king farewell knelt and bowed their heads. When Prince Maegor's turn came, Aenys drew him back to his feet, kissed his cheek, and said, "Brother, you need never kneel to me again. We shall rule this realm together, you and I." Then the king presented his father's sword, Blackfire, to his brother, saying, "You are more fit to bear this blade than me. Wield it in my service, and I shall be content." This bequest would prove to be most unwise, as later events would demonstrate. Since Queen Visenya had previously gifted her son with Dark Sister, Prince Maegor now possessed both of the ancestral Valyrian steel swords of House Targaryen. From this date forward, however, he would wield only Blackfire, whilst a Dark Sister hung on the walls of his chambers on Dragonstone. And shout out to Ryan L for the Rhaegar logo. I'm pretty sure that Rhaegar recorded a whole song. We're only hearing a little bit of it there. It's kind of a tease. Maybe if we get the golden egg, we'll get the whole song. Maybe. All right, so let's open this egg in honor of Swagger Dagger. And I've got another super chat which will also go as well. And is this the golden one or is this a yellow one? It's a yellow one. Okay, it's not the golden one. It's the yellow one. Sorry. Oh, question 19. Oh, 19. Okay, we're going deep. It's going to be a lot of points on this one. Let's see here. Question 19. A little bit sad. A little bit sad. Here we go. Okay, so this is a two. I'm going to post it in 2 consecutive messages because it's a little bit longer. So it's very much a multi-parter. So what was the cause of death of Aegon the Conqueror? 1 point. Where did he die? Be specific. 2 points. Who was with him at the time? 1 point for each name. And which dragon lit the funeral pyre? 1 point. What was remarkable about the pyre? 2 points. Okay, so Cinnabarb has a stroke. That's correct. Balerion did not light the pyre. In the painted table chamber, Cinnabarb gets that one. 2 points. Cinnabarb got stroke and in the painted chamber, so 3 total for Cinnabarb there. Grandkids, that's not enough. That's correct, but I need the names. The fire was black. No, that's not it. Vhagar. Marvin Martin got Vhagar. Who lit the pyre? That was worth 1 point for Vhagar. Blackfire was pulled from the pyre. That's close. That is not enough. Blackfire was left untouched. No. The sword turned darker. Lynn Neal. It turned black. That's what I was looking for. It turned darker. So Lynn Neal gets that one. That's worth 2 points. And Minty, by the way, you can type on the doc if there's any lack of clarity here. So the cause of death and where did he die? Cinnabarb got both of those. So 3 points for Cinnabarb. Who was with him at the time, I'm still looking for. His grandchildren, yes, but which ones? I'm going back for the answers here. If we've got the grandchildren. Aegon and Rhaenys. Marcos Targaryen gets one of them. One of them was Aegon. The other one was Viserys. Amy gets that one. And that's worth a point. Wish this thing didn't auto-scroll. It's really annoying. So did we get... Did you get Cinnabarb's 3 points? I'll go ahead and play the video while we continue to keep score. This is 19. Aegon the Conqueror died of a stroke on Dragonstone in the 37th year after the conquest. His grandsons Aegon and Viserys were with him at his death. In the chamber of the painted table, the king was showing them the details of his conquests. Prince Maegor, in residence at Dragonstone at the time, spoke the eulogy as his father's body was laid upon a funeral pyre in the castle yard. The king was clad in battle armor, his mailed hands folded over the hilt of Blackfire. Since the days of old Valyria, it has been the custom of House Targaryen to burn their dead rather than consigning their remains to the ground or to the red fork of the trident. Rhaegar supplied the flames to light the fire. Blackfire was burned with the king, but retrieved by Maegor afterward, its blade darker but elsewise unharmed. No common fire can damage Valyrian steel. Okay, so Amy is saying somebody said Viserys before her. Thank you for your honesty, Amy. Let's go back and find it. Who said Viserys first? Ah, it was Joe Yeardley. Joe Yeardley got that one. Yeah, his name's already on there, Joe Yeardley. But that's fine. If you duplicate somebody's name, we'll figure that out later. Yes, thank you, Amy. Thanks for everyone playing honestly and, of course, not looking things up online. How many points for that one? That's 1 point. It was 1 point for each kid. So the person that said Aegon got a point, and Joe Yeardley gets 1 point for that answer. And did we get... Who said that it turned darker? Did we get that person honored? That was Lynn Neal. Yeah, let's get Lynn Neal on there. He got... and that was worth 2 points. 2 points for Lynn Neal. Yeah, Shelby, you know, Amy, you don't get a point for being honest. You get applause and the feeling of being being virtuous. Yes, you get karma, exactly. It's better than a measly point, to be honest. Okay, cool. So with that, we are up to date, and we're going to the next question, which is question 4. Not that it matters. I'll stop reading the numbers. You guys don't care. It's worth 3 points total. Here it comes. Which emperor of Yi Ti kept a dragon at his court? 1 point each for the name, the color, and the number, because Yitish emperors are associated with colors and numbers as well as names. Lynn Neal, 1 point for yellow. Joe Yeardley, 1 point for Chai Duke. And 4, Dr. Dondarrion. He's the 4th of the Yellow Emperors. Thank you, Violet Dragon. Thank you. So you see how this goes. 3 different people got a point on this. So instead of trying to type the whole thing in one line, you should type Chai Duke, enter. Yellow, enter. 4th, enter. Instead of spaces in between all those. And then you can still try to get, if you know all 3 right away, you can still try to get all 3. But by separating them out, we've given more people a chance to get a point. And that's the point. So. And yeah, Rhaegar's pretty good at that base, huh? Well, thank you, Katie. And so the next actually was the Mighty Monarch, who sent in a super chat a minute ago. Who got the last one? Sorry. Okay, let me give it to you, Minty. Hang on. So just reading them all again. Lynn Neal got a point for yellow. Joe Yeardley got a point for Chai Duke. And Dr. Dondarrion got a point for 4. Thanks for being patient, guys. I just got to make sure Minty's has time to keep score, which you can see up there on the leaderboard there. So now we'll go ahead and draw an egg. Which one's it going to be, girl? A blue one. 11. We're doing 11. And this one is worth 3 points total. Here it comes. Which dragon lit the funeral pyre of King Aenys the First Targaryen? 1 point. What other dragons were said to have helped? 1 point each. All right, so we've got a bunch of wrong answers. Cinnabarb, Quicksilver, correct. 1 point for Cinnabarb. And the other 2 dragons were Silverwing, that's one of them. Amen on, 1994. It's like the word amen and then O-N. A-M-E-N-O-N, Amenon. Got Silverwing. The other one was Vermithor, Amy True. Amy True gets a point. Amenon gets a point. And Cinnabarb gets a point. And we will now turn to reading Rhaegar for the more complete answer. Welcome to Rhaegar's Reading Corner. Like his father, Aenys Targaryen, first of his name, was given over to the flames in the yard at Dragonstone. His funeral was attended by his sons Viserys and Jaehaerys, 12 and 7 years of age respectively, and his daughter Alysanne, 5. His widow, Queen Alyssa, sang a dirge for him, and his own beloved Quicksilver set his pyre alight, though it was recorded that the dragons Vermithor and Silverwing added their own fire to hers. Okay, so it looks like once again I've tried to give Amy a point when I shouldn't have. I'm sorry, Amy. I don't know Amy. There's no chicanery here going on. It's just apologies. So it was Isabel who got Vermithor, not Amy. Although everyone knows that Amy's very honest and sporting, very charitable person. That Amy True, if you know her. It's Amy True. Her name is True. Of course, she's telling the truth. Are you related to Lady True from Watchmen? That's my question. Hey, Amy's on the board. She's got points. Cool. So, Minty, it looks like you're up to date on that one. Cool. And so our next question is going to be... this is a good one. They're all good ones. I worked hard to come up with these. Here we go. What two dragons have matching nicknames, save only for color? Must give the name and nickname for each dragon. 2 points. What is the first name and nickname for both riders? 2 points. I said must give both, but I'll take either. But the dragons, you have to give me both of them together. And the nicknames. I need the whole thing. Dragon, nickname, all in one line. That's what I asked for. I say, what two dragons have matching nicknames? So Red Queen, Blue Queen. I will take that. Yes, that's correct. So Amy does get that one. Yes, Amy definitely gets that one. 2 points for Amy. And the riders with the nicknames. Darren the Daring. Joe Yeardley gets a point for Darren the Daring. And I believe Isabel's the first person to say Rhaenys the queen that never was. But let me just double check that. See, what two dragons have matching nicknames? Name and nickname for each. So actually, no, I need Meleys the Red Queen and Tessarion the Blue Queen. Let's see who put that all together. Yeah, well, I said, okay, so I think it will give Amy the point for the Red Queen, Blue Queen. Did anyone say Meleys and Tessarion? No, nobody did. So I will give Amy the point on that. Darren the Daring first came out of Joe Yeardley's mouth, so he gets that point. We're going to give Amy 1 point, though, because he only gave the nicknames, not the names of the dragons. That's fair, I think. And Darren the Daring, Joe Yeardley gets 1 point, and Isabel gets 1 point. So Amy, Isabel, and Joe Yeardley all got a point. Downtown Clanning. You said Rhaenys, but I needed the nickname too. I needed Rhaenys, the queen who never was. So just saying one of those was not enough. I'm just double checking. Yeah, Isabel's the first one to give me the name and the nickname. Oh, you wrote Melee's and Tessarion, but separately. Oh, let me see. Okay, let's go back. Amy's saying she should get both points. Let's see here. Okay, so right here she says Red Queen and Blue Queen. She said Melee's and Tessarion before that. Okay, yeah, so she does get all the points. Yeah, that's yeah. I'll give her that. I wanted all of it in one. But that's a little, I guess that's a little confusing. So let's go ahead and give Amy 2 points on that one, Minty. If anyone deserves benefit of the doubt, I'd say it's Amy. Minty, don't have anxiety. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. The answers are harder than the questions. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so I've got a couple of PayPals and super chats that came in. We could definitely open the next egg. Katie sent in a super chat, and let me check these PayPals too. From Samantha and Shadow Demon. Okay. The questions are too elaborate. Sorry. Don't all caps me or I'll ban you. I'm kidding. Let's see what we got for reading Rhaegar. Yeah, it's a pink one. 18. Number 18. Cleo's giving me anxiety. That's who's giving me anxiety. Okay, get ready. 5 points total on this one. Here it comes. Who was the only person, 1 point, said to have flown a dragon, 1 point for the dragon, to the wall for the purpose of war? And whom did they fight? 3 points for who they fought. Flown a dragon to the wall for the purpose of war. For the purpose of war. It is not Alysanne. She did not go there to fight. And Jace didn't go to the wall. He went to Winterfell, not the wall. It's a dragon lord, a dragon rider. Jaehaerys, that is correct. Joe Yeardley gets a point for Vermithor. Jalen gets a point for Jaehaerys. And the enemy was... Weirwood Serpent gets 1 point. Miss Minty. Amy True gets 1 point. There's 3 named enemies. Weirwood Serpent, 1 point for wildlings. Amy True, 1 point for giants. There's one more. And Katie gets wargs. Katie. 1 point for Katie for wargs. Very good. Nice job, guys. So once again, Minty was Jalen with... Okay, you got that. Vermithor for Joe Yeardley. 1 point for Joe Yeardley. Amy True got 1 for giants. Weirwood Serpent got 1 for wildlings. And Katie got one for wargs. Excellent. It looks like I got you, Leanne. Thank you. So now we shall go to Rhaegar for the full info on this very strange trivia. It's definitely a strange one. It's very obscure. On the third day of the third moon of 129 AC, Princess Helena brought her 3 children to visit with the king in his chambers. The twins Jaehaerys and Jaehaera were 6 years old, their brother Maelor only 2. His Grace gave the babe a pearl ring off his finger to play with, and told the twins the story of how their great-great-grandsire and namesake Jaehaerys had flown his dragon north to the wall to defeat a vast host of wildlings, giants, and wargs. Though the children had heard the story a dozen times before, they listened attentively. So sometimes the chat messages may be in a slightly different order on your screen, but I am seeing, as you can see on the screen, that Jalen got Jaehaerys first. Afriking looks like you were 2 behind Jalen. So that is the order I have it on my screen, which is what I got to go by. So I am sorry if that appeared in a different order to you. Let me see here. So then we've got next question is going to be this one. Oh, sorry. Yes. Here we go. So it was, like I said, if you go back up, I've got right here Jalen as the first one with Jaehaerys. But they were really close, as you can see. All right, so next question. And thank you, Melissa Moore. I got you on that. Which famous dragon survived the dance of the dragons and lived out their days in the wild somewhere in the Reach? 1 point for the dragon, 1 point for the location in the Reach. Who rode this dragon during the dance? 1 point. Okay, Joe Yeardley got Silverwing. 1 point for Joe Yeardley. 2 points for Joe Yeardley. He also got Red Lake on an island in the middle of Red Lake, so that's close enough. And who rode the dragon during the war? It's Ulf the White. Let's see who's the first person to say Ulf the White. Ulf the Sot. That counts. That's his other name. Joe Yeardley. So he got all 3. Clean sweep for Joe Yeardley on that one. Very nice. Silverwing, Red Lake, and Ulf the Sot. Making things easy for Minty. And yes, Red Lake is in the Reach. But no, Nettles is not. Because the dragon, we don't know that Sheep Stealer went and lived out its life in the wild. We saw the last place that Sheep Stealer was seen was with Nettles. Whereas Silverwing is confirmed to have lived out her days on Red Lake. All right, so we've got enough. I'm pretty sure I've got enough. Well, here, let's see. Melissa Moore. We'll open this egg for Melissa Moore. Getting closer to this golden egg here. It's got to be one of these soon. Oh, it's another yellow one. This is going to be, let me just make sure I haven't done this one already. Right, okay, 15. It is 15. Here we go. Who is the only Targaryen dragonlord said to have flown back to Valyria. And again, dragonlord just means dragon rider of any kind. Only one said to have flown back to Valyria. 1 point. What was the dragon? 1 point. What was that person's possible secret identity? 2 points. That's the hardest part. So Isabel got 1 point for Araya. Isabel gets another point for Balerion. And the secret identity, looks like Joe Yeardley got that one. Let me double check. Yes. Joe Yeardley, Rhaella. That is correct. Yes, Araya does. It's strongly implied that Araya switched places with her sister Rhaella. And it is actually Rhaella who rode Balerion, and Araya who lived out her life in Old Town as a septa. So there's a big section about that. That's why I said possibly. It does seem like that's what happened, though. All right, so let's go to rating Rhaegar for the explanation. What befell her on Valyria, I cannot surmise. Judging from the condition in which she returned to us, I do not even care to contemplate it. The Valyrians were more than dragonlords. They practiced blood magic and other dark arts as well, delving deep into the earth for secrets best left buried and twisting the flesh of beasts and men to fashion monstrous and unnatural chimeras. For these sins the gods in their wrath struck them down. Valyria is accursed, all men agree, and even the boldest sailor steers well clear of its smoking bones. But we would be mistaken to believe that nothing lives there now. The things we found inside Araya Targaryen live there now, I would submit, along with other such horrors as we cannot even begin to imagine. I have written here at length of how the princess died, but there is something else, something even more frightening that requires mention. Balerion had wounds as well. That enormous beast, the Black Dread, the most fearsome dragon ever to soar through the skies of Westeros, returned to King's Landing with half-healed scars that no man recalled ever having seen before, and a jagged rent down his left side almost 9 feet long, a gaping red wound from which his blood still dripped, hot and smoking. Alrighty. Glad you guys are enjoying the reading Rhaegar. Definitely a little bit jarring, the music and the story of Araya Targaryen. Let's see. Cool. All right. So, let's see here. Next question is going to be, I believe it's this one. Yes. Here we go. And yeah, that is a weird one. Like, what possibly injured Balerion in Valyria? I don't even know if George is imagining an answer. It's just something he wrote to just sound terrifying. But yeah, who knows? Mutated lizard lions. Who was the first dragon lord to usurp the throne? 1 point. Whom did they usurp? 1 point. And a bonus point for the nickname of the person who was usurped. Marcos Targaryen gets a point for Maegor. Aenys was not the person usurped. It was Aegon. Marcos gets another point. Looking for the nephew, or the nickname. Aegon the Uncrowned, Cinnabarb. So I think Marcos got 2, and Cinnabarb got 1. Marcos Targaryen got Maegor. Marcos got Aegon. And Cinnabarb got the nickname, the Uncrowned. There it is. And remember, a strategy that you could employ is to try to answer the last one first. You don't have to answer the first one first. Check again, please. Okay, I will check again. Oh, top versus live chat. Yeah, the top chat just gets rid of spam. It doesn't change the order. It definitely shouldn't. So yeah, Marcos got Maegor first. Marcos got Aegon first. And the uncrowned, Cinnabarb, got the uncrowned. Yeah, so we're good. We are correct. And the next question is going to be an egg, and that's going to be something that came in on PayPal.me. Just need to know who to dedicate it to. So slow. Did I open one for Samantha, also known as Cinnabarb? Pink. Oh, that golden egg is lurking in there. It just doesn't want to come out. So let's open this one and see what number we've got. 13. Lucky 13. Question number 13. Oh, this is a good one. Everybody ready? Here it comes. Who was the only dragonlord said to have flown to the Isle of Faces? 1 point. What dragon did he fly? 1 point. What historical event is this visit associated with? 2 points. Joe Yeardley has 1 point for the correct dragon lord. Joe Yeardley has 1 point for the dragon. Waiting for the event. Dance of the Dragons is not specific. Still waiting for the event. It's worth 2 points. That's a very clear answer. Second Tumbleton. There it is. Cinnabarb. Second Tumbleton. 2 points for Cinnabarb. Cinnabarb's got a pretty good total, too. Let's go to Reading Rhaegar for the answer. Men may plot and plan and scheme, but they had best pray as well, for no plan ever made by man has ever withstood the whims of the gods above. Tell me about it. 2 days later, on the very day the caltrops planned to strike, Tumbleton woke in the black of night to screams and shouts. Outside the town walls, the camps were burning. Columns of armored knights were pouring in from north and west, wreaking slaughter. The clouds were raining arrows, and a dragon was swooping down upon them, terrible and fierce. Thus began the second battle of Tumbleton. The dragon was Sea Smoke, his rider Sir Adam Valyrian, determined to prove that not all bastards need be turncloaks. How better to do that than by retaking Tumbleton from the two betrayers, whose treason had stained him? Singers say Sir Adam had flown from King's Landing to the God's Eye, where he landed on the secret Isle of Faces, and took counsel with the Green Men. Sounds like an interesting idea. All right. Yeah. I wonder if Rhaegar's been to the Isle of Faces. Some say that perhaps him and Lyanna got married out there. Now, of course, Adam Valyrian, Sea Smoke, God's Eye. It's not the most obscure one, but I looked looked at it as an opportunity to talk about Adam Valyrian a little bit and Sea Smoke. Obviously, that's going to be a big character, a big high point in the later parts of House of the Dragon. Not the first season, probably, but yes. So next up, we've got it's going to be question 7 of the first batch, I believe. Oh no, it's number 8. Okay, here we go. It's going to be a humdinger. Get ready, Minty. It's two-parter. Like, yeah, it's got the many points. It's 8 points, 6 points total. 6 points total. So it's going to be 2 messages from me here. And this is about children of Jaehaerys and Alysanne. So, boom and boom. Which child of Jaehaerys and Alysanne died of the shivers at age 7? 1 point. Died from grayscale at age 34. 1 point, with a bonus for how they contracted grayscale. Which kid of Jaehaerys and Alysanne died from suicide at age 19 after her heart was broken by a singer? 1 point and 1 bonus point for the nickname. And who died after being thrown from their horse at age 15 after a night of drunken revelry? Okay, Minty, listen up. So Joe Yeardley has 1 point for Daenerys. Let's see. Joe Yeardley, 1 point for Miguel. Dylan Hall, Gale the Winter Child. That is the one who had her heart broken by a singer. Daenerys died of winter fever. Miguel was the Septa. So again, Joe Yeardley has Daenerys and Miguel. Dylan Hall, 1 point for Gale. And I'm looking for Miguel. Also, the reason why Miguel, or how Miguel contracted it, is out there. And the nickname of Gale, which I gave away. I totally gave that away. Joe Yeardley got it. Okay. So Joe Yeardley gets a 3rd point on this one for saying the Winter Child. Looking for how Miguel got grayscale still. And there's one of the one who's thrown from horseback is Visera. So who said that first? Was that Joe too? Jesus Christ. It was. Joe Yeardley got Visera as well. So how did Miguel contract grayscale is what I'm looking for. Joe Yeardley, Miguel from working with grayscale sufferers. Treating plague victims. She was a septa is what I was looking for. A septa treating plague victims. But yeah, I guess that counts. Yeah, it didn't say anything about children. It just said plague victims. So I think Joe got like 4 points on that. You guys got to get in there, man. I'm trying to make it hard for one person to get all the points. But let me just go over this again, Minty. So we are up to date. So Joe got Daenerys. Joe got Miguel. Dylan Hall got Gale. Joe Yeardley got Visera. Joe Yeardley got the Winter Child. And Joe Yeardley got Miguel working with grayscale sufferers. Jesus. So Joe got 5 points on that one. And lots of other people is answering in between. So it's not, I mean, I don't know what to say. This is not an internet thing when you can type in 5 different answers first. He's just cleaning house. That's all. Yeah, he's on PEDs. We got to test him. He's got brain PEDs. He's read Fire and Blood many times, apparently. All right. So that was question 8. Now it's time to open another egg. And this one is going to be in honor of Leanne. Nope. Green egg. No golden ticket yet. This one is going to be number 16. Trivia. We do not even know the true size of Sothorios. Carthene maps once showed it as an island, twice the size of Great Morak, but their trading ships, venturing farther and farther down the eastern coasts, were never able to find the bottom of it. The Giscari, who settled Zamatar and Gorash, yeah, okay, so I screwed that up. Sorry. I think I just gave away part of the answer of the question I wanted to ask. Let's see. Did I? Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't get to the answer. I think we're still good. Yeah, I didn't. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Which one was that? Was supposed to be 16, right? Where's 16? Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry about the confusion. I don't see anyone figuring out what's going on as far as what the question is going to be. So I think we're still good to read the question and then give the answer. Apologies. So here comes the question. I'll just wait for everyone to catch up. There's a question coming. It's obviously about Sothorios. So here it is. What is the full name, 2 points, full name, first and last, of the only person said to have flown their dragon south of Yeen? What was the dragon? 1 point for the dragon. 2 points for the person's full name. And how long were they gone? Joe Yeardley. Get out of here, bro. Go away. Joe Yeardley gets 2 points for the first and last name. Katie gets a point for the dragon. And Dylan Hall got the length of time. And now we will play the answer from Reading Rhaegar. Here we go. On the 3rd day of the 3rd moon of 129 AC, Princess Helena brought her 3 children to visit with the king in his chambers. The twins Jaehaerys and Jaehaera were 6 years old, their brother Maelor only 2. His Grace gave the babe a pearl ring off his finger to play with, and told the twins the story of how their great-great-grandsire and namesake Jaehaerys had flown his dragon north to the wall to defeat a vast host of wildlings, giants, and wargs. Though the children had heard the story a dozen times. Trivia. We do not even know the true size of Sothorios. Carthene maps once showed it as an island, twice the size of Great Morak, but their trading ships, venturing farther and farther down the eastern coasts, were never able to find the bottom of it. The Giscari, who settled Zamatar and Gorash, believed Sothorios to be as large as Westeros. Genera Baleares flew her dragon Terrax, farther south than any man or woman had ever gone before, seeking the boiling seas and steaming rivers of legend, but found only endless jungle, deserts, and mountains. She returned to the Freehold after 3 years to declare that Sothorios was as large as Essos, a land without end. Okay, there we go. We eventually got there. So Minty, did you get the points on that? Joe got 2. Katie got 1. And Dylan Hall got 1. So, thank you, Leanne, for that super chat. And I also got PayPals from Monica and Shadow Demon. So thanks, guys. So these, I think there's only 2 eggs left. So those are spoken for. Very good. So 4 questions left total. Here is question 8. Oh, no. 3 questions left. We did 8. Here we go. Okay, this is a sad one. Minty, get ready. Oh, it's too long. Oh, I have to reformat it really quick. Here we go. Okay, sorry, I had to chop it down a bit. Here it goes. During this, people are just guessing things. Storming of the dragon pit, how many dragons were inside when it happened? Name the dragons. What other dragon died during this event? And what dragon lord died? Four. Marcos Targaryen. There were 4 dragons in the pit. 1 point for Marcos. Syrax did die. 1 point for Marvin. Jace is the Dragon Lord. No, that is wrong. It is Joffrey. Anime lover Nicole. Hey, what's up, anime lover Nicole? She gets a point for Joffrey. Now, the 4 dragons that were in the pit. Let me go back and see. And I'll review all of these. Okay, so Minty, again, the first person to say 4 dragons inside was Marcos. So Marcos gets 1 point. Downtown Clowny Brown said Syrax first. I think that's where I screwed up. So Downtown gets a point for Syrax. Marvin Martian gets 1 point for Dreamfire. Marvin Martian, Dreamfire, 1 point. Anime lover Nicole, 1 point for Joffrey. And Katie's coming in with all the dragon names correctly. So she's going to get 3 points because somebody already said Dreamfire. But Katie's going to get the other 3. Yes, correct. And correct answers that come in before the question do not count. Cinnabarb. Good guess. Way to guess, Joffrey. Out of thin air, but that doesn't count. So I'll just read the scoring one more time, Minty, just to make sure we got it. And thanks for being patient, guys. Marcos gets a point for 4 dragons. Downtown Clowny Brown gets a point for Syrax. Marvin gets a point for Dreamfire. Anime lover Nicole gets a point for Joffrey. And then Katie gets 3 points for Shrykos, Morgul, and Terexes. There we go. And now let's go on to one of our last 2 eggs. And again, this is going to be in honor of... Oh, because we could see me changing the question in the text box. Oh, that's... Oh. Okay. Well, I guess I do have to count those then. Shit. Oh, man, this is all screwed up. Okay. I guess it counts. I put it in there. So yeah, I guess it's not really screwed up. It's just my accounting of it was screwed up. Okay, so let me see when the correct answers start coming in. I was wondering how they came in before I entered the question. Okay. All right. Well, you guys saw it is the point. You all saw it at the same time, even if I didn't realize that was happening. So starting over, Minty, I'm sorry. Hopefully you can undo the erroneous scoring that I just called out. Yeah? Okay. So starting over. Do I need to read out the wrong scoring so you can take those off, Minty? You got it. Okay, so you've got the wrong answers off. Okay, so I'm going back to read the right order of scoring on this. Oh, it's getting complex. Okay, so the first, Dreamfire. So Joe Yeardley, of course, Joe Yeardley. Joe Yeardley's got 1 point for Dreamfire. He's got 1 point for Morgul. He's got 1 point for Shrykos. Reuven D got 4. Joe Yeardley got another one for Taraxes. And Cinnabarb got Joffrey. Did somebody say Syrax? No, we're looking for Syrax still. Downtown Clowny Brown got Syrax. So once again, I'll just read that again, Minty. Joe Yeardley 1 for Dreamfire. Joe Yeardley 2 for Morgul, or another 1 for Morgul. Joe Yeardley a third one for Shrykos. Reuven D 1 for the answer 4. Joe Yeardley another one for Taraxes. And Cinnabarb got Joffrey. And Downtown Clowny Brown got Syrax. So Minty, let me know if you've got all that. Sorry, Minty. Lovely Minty. Thanks, babe. Appreciate it. Shadow Demon called you out by name in her super chat in honor of Minty and her amazing steadfast scorekeeping. So there you go. Yes, upon further review, Joe Yeardley got most of them. Oh, has this been a problem the whole time? No, because I've been putting them in and hitting enter right away. So this is the only one that this is screwed up on. Okay, you scared me for a second. I'll have to think about this next time, though. Okay. No, you got one right, Downtown. You got one right. Okay, so in honor of Shadow Demon, let us open one of these last 2 eggs. Is it going to be the golden egg or not the golden egg? The golden egg! Shadow Demon got the golden egg. All right. This is number 20. I already knew that was 20. I didn't have to read it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to ask the question first, though, before I play the video. Okay, here we go. No, there's one more egg. It's the second to last egg. Okay, again, it's too long, so I'm just going to leave it up there. You can see it. There it is. What other 2 ships sailed with Alyssa Farman's Sun Chaser? Name the 2 ships. 2 points each, because that's hard. Which made it back to Old Town, and which sunk? 1 point. Each. What 2 disasters befell the ship that sunk? Okay, Marvin Martin gets 2 points for Kraken and Storms. Lightning would have been better, but we'll take it. 2 points for Marvin Martin. What are the names of the 2 ships? Those are worth 2 points each. And which one made it back to Old Town and which one sunk? Katie gets Lady Meredith. 2 points for Katie. Another 2 points for Katie. She got the other answer too. Lady Meredith made it back. That is correct. So 4 points for Katie. 1 point for Reuven. And the name of the High Tower captain. Eustace is the answer. Downtown got that one. So Downtown gets 2 points, Minty. 4 for Katie. 2 for Downtown. And 1 for Reuven D. Reuven with a V. Reuven D. Oh, guys, are you guys ready for the Reading Rhaegar music video? The full thing? Here it comes, guys. Here it comes in all its glory. Rhaegar was up. He was up late last night working on this. I have no idea what to expect. Yes. Reading Rhaegar, as you know. That was the first storm, Sir Eustace said. Another followed 2 days later, and then a third, each worse than the one before. The waves rose higher than our masts, and there was thunder all around, and lightning such as I have never heard before. Great cracking bolts that burned the eyes. One struck the autumn moon and split her mast from the crow's nest down to the deck. In the midst of all that madness, one of my hands screamed that he had seen arms rising from the water, the last thing any captain needs to hear. We had all lost sight of Sunchaser by then. All that remained was my lady and the moon. The sea was washing over our decks with every rise and fall, and men were being swept over the side, clinging uselessly to the lines. I saw the autumn moon founder with my own eyes. One moment she was there, broken and burning, but there. Then a wave rose up and swallowed her, and I blinked, and she was gone. Quick as that. That was all it was, a wave, a monster of a wave, but all my men were screaming, "Kraken! Kraken!" and not a word I said would ever disabuse them. Yes, hella symbolism in that one, and I'm glad you all enjoyed the Rhaegar music video. I will play it again at the end of the stream, because it is short. It is short. Yeah, I let him borrow my bass harp for that, but yeah, the symbolism in that one's pretty great. They lose sight of Sunchaser, and then it's only my lady and the moon. Can't see the sun, it's just you and the moon, but the moon is on fire, and then it disappears. That's bad. It also got split in half. The lightning split the mast, which is great, because of course the mast is like a tree trunk, and so this is George tying together once again the Ironborn legend of the weirwood tree getting set on fire by a thunderbolt from the storm god, which relays the fire of the gods to the Grey King. And the Grey King also slew the sea dragon, though, and the sea dragon is the story of a moon meteor landing in the sea and drowning islands. And basically the short answer is that all the Grey King myth is simultaneously talking about burning weirwood trees or magicians using weirwood trees and the breaking of the moon. So that's what we've got here. Shadow Demon opened the golden egg. That's what we've got here essentially is the mast is split. So it's a moon splitting, but also a tree burning at the same time. Then the burning moon disappears beneath the waves. So very cool. Very cool symbolism. And now we're going on to our last regular question, and then we've got one more egg question. So, last regular question. Here it comes. Besides the 5 King Aegons, the 5 who were king, how many other Aegon Targaryens have there been? 2 points for the correct number. Identify as many as you can by naming at least one of the parents of said Aegon. Aegon, son of blah, blah, blah. Aegon, daughter of, oh no, only be son of, but son of, it could be the mother or the father. Okay, the number is 6. Dylan. Not sure if you guessed or if you just knew that. Dylan got it. Afriking got it. Downtown Clyde Brown got it. But Dylan was first. So Dylan gets 2 points. Now let's see who was able to name them. Again, by the parents. Okay, so Marcos gets 1. Aegon, son of Elia. Cinnabarb, Aegon the Uncrowned, which is the son of Aenys and Alyssa. I will give you a point for that. Go back up, because that is specific. I asked for the parents' names, but that's specific, so I will take it. Rhaegar's son Aegon, that's too late. Elia, we already got Elia, so Marcos got that. There was an Aegon, son of Jaehaerys, so Reuven D gets another point. Oh, Aegon, son of Aerys. Well, that's the same as... Yeah, Aerys doesn't have... Aerys II didn't have an Aegon. Joe. Let's see. Let's see here. Who else we got? So I've only got Aegon, the son of Jaehaerys and Alysanne, Aegon the Uncrowned, and Aegon the son... Oh, no. The Uncrowned is the son of Aenys and Alyssa, which we got. And we also got Fagon, who is Rhaegar and Elia's child, if you will. Not the same person, but ideally. Oh, Aerys II, Targaryen, and Queen Rhaella. They did have an Aegon. That's correct. So Joe Yeardley does get a point. So there's 2 more out there. Joe Yeardley, son of Gaemon the Glorious, correct. And Daenys the Dreamer. And there's one more. Let me scroll back up so I can make sure I get the right one. I'm looking for 2 names, the names of the 2 parents. Either parent. Aenys. Joe Yeardley got the son of Balon and Alyssa. That was the other one. So, okay, Minty, so let's review this. I know there was a bunch of answers on this one. Let us review. So the number, Dylan Hall got 2 points for guessing the right number. And everybody, all the other names I'm going to read out get 1 point. Okay, I think I need to give Dave the Funyun Knight a point. He got Fagon. So he was the first one to say Fagon. That counts. He is an Aegon. I will also give Marcos a point for Aegon, son of Elia, because technically those probably aren't the same people. So I will honor both of those. Dave the Funyun Knight gets 1. Marcos gets 1. Cinnabarb gets 1. Aedon, the uncrowned. Cinnabarb, I'll let you go with Aedon. Sure, let that fly. So Cinnabarb gets a point. Jaehaerys, Reuven D gets 1 for Jaehaerys. Joe Yeardley gets 1 for son of Aerys II. So the uncrowned is Aenys. I'm going to give Amy True a point because I asked for parents. Somebody said uncrowned and I gave that a point, but those are no parents. Amy is the first one to give either Aenys or Alyssa Valyrian. So I will take a point for Amy. And it is the eldest son, not the second son, just FYI. Aegon, son of Aegon? There isn't an Aegon, son of Aegon. Let's see. So this is besides the kings. Rhaenyra's son became a king. So we're looking for the ones that weren't the king. Okay, so Minty, Joe Yeardley gets another point for Game the Glorious. And I think he got the other one too. Where's the Balin and Alyssa? And yes, Joe Yeardley gets another point for Balin and Alyssa. And give Joe Yeardley yet another point because I said 1 point for each parent. And he gave both Balin and Alyssa. So he gets yet another point. Clearly he's going to be the winner. And he's going to get a t-shirt. So there we go. Okay. No, Maekar did not have an Aegon. Well, no, he did, but he became king. That was King Egg. We're looking for the ones that weren't king. Okay. Yeah, like I said, Joe Yeardley has got a pretty, and you're done with this Joe guy. Yeah, I'm done with him too, man. Hopefully he doesn't live far away. Okay, so we've got question 10. Oh, that was question 10. We're on the last egg now, which is going to be this blue egg, also known as number 11. No, we did 11. Yeah, I knew I wrote these down, suspect. 17. It's 17, sorry. Okay, number 17. Yes, here it is. So besides Aenar Targaryen and Daenys the Dreamer, who was the only other named Valyrian person to survive the Doom? What notable thing did they do? And what title did they claim? Joe Yeardley gets it. Orion. What notable thing did they do, and what title? Joe gets them both. He returned to Valyria, and Emperor of Valyria is the right answer. So Joe gets all 4 points on that. The last one was worth 2 for the title. I don't know what to say, Joe Yeardley. Who are you? He must be like a maester. Either that or he hacked my computer and got all the questions first. I don't know what to say. Wait, but didn't Aerion have a son named Gaiman? What's that got to do with anything? Oh, said to survive the doom. So in the section where it says who survived, it says Aenar Targaryen packed up all his belongings and fled Dragonstone. And Daenys and Aenar are the only ones that are named. So that would be the answer. Orion. And there you go. So that is all the questions. We do have a Rhaegar for that one though. So let's cue that up. Here we go. Welcome back to Rhaegar's Reading Corner. The proudest city in all the world was gone in an instant. Oh, you're making me read about the doom again. You told me you wouldn't do that.
You don't pay rent, Rhaegar.
Oh, all right. The fabled empire vanished in a day. The lands of the long summer, once the most fertile in the world, were scorched and drowned and blighted, and the toll in blood would not be fully realized for a century to come. What followed in the sudden vacuum was chaos. The dragonlords had been gathered in Valyria as was their wont, except for Aenar Targaryen, fortunately, his children and his dragons, who had fled to Dragonstone and so escaped the doom. Some accounts claim that a few others survived, too, for a time. The histories of Qohor claim that a visiting dragonlord, Orion, raised forces from the Qohoric colonists and proclaimed himself the first emperor of Valyria. He flew away on the back of his great dragon, with 30,000 men following behind afoot, to lay claim to what remained of Valyria and to re-establish the freehold. But neither Emperor Orion nor his host were ever seen again. Yes, House Valyrian. I'm responding to Amy True. House Valyrian, of course, did survive the doom, but there's no named Valyrians at that time. That's why I worded the question the way I did. Essentially, who was the only other named Valyrian person? And that would be Orion. So, there you go. Yeah, I see, Marcos, I see that you're quoting the wiki on Gaiman, but that's not in the World of Ice and Fire in the section about them fleeing the doom. So that's where I was taking that from. But just for everyone's information, apparently Gaiman the Glorious was alive at that point. And that makes sense. He married his sister Daenys. So Daenys was like 12 when the doom happened. So it would make sense if he was already born by that time too. So there you go. Nevertheless, looks like Joe Yeardley is going to be the runaway winner here. Cinnabarb's got 13. Looks like Minty is totaling up a couple of the high scores. But yeah, definitely Joe Yeardley ran away with this one. So Joe, I need an address and a t-shirt size for you, buddy. So you can get me on social media. I'm on Instagram, David Lightbringer. I'm on Twitter at the Dragon LML. And you can also find the Lucifer Means Lightbringer Facebook page because I have not updated it yet. Or if you're in the Myth Fam group, Facebook group, that's another way to do it. So, yeah, good job, everyone. And of course, thanks for everyone who played. Thanks for everyone who sent in PayPals. By the way, I got one from Monica. I'm not sure if I said Monica's name or not, but thank you, Monica. So this was a lot of fun, lots of questions. It was fun to come up with them. Hope you guys had fun trying to answer them. And yes, let us all salute Joe Yeardley's tremendous knowledge of obscure Ice and Fire lore. That's for sure. And thank you, all of you. Had a lot of good, sharp cookies there. Ringing up the points. Let me just check also the Nimble Doc. See if there's any super chats that I may have missed. Looks like I'm good. Okay, folks. Joe, who's your ISP? Yeah. Joe's internet service is so good, he's actually a couple of seconds ahead of when things happen. So that is good service. But oh yeah, so let me give you the reading Rhaegar video one more time here. Here we go. All right, friends. There you go. So thanks a lot for indulging me and with my Rhaegarness. I don't know what's happening here. This is definitely some sort of Tyler Durden thing. Yeah. So, Minty, if you see me fighting with the Rhaegar coat, stop me. Help. Anyways, thanks, guys. Let me address the controversy before I leave that I have started by my pronunciation of the dragon known as Vhagar, or sometimes Vhagar. So, my thinking on this was simply that Vhagar is not spelled like Rhaegar. And if it were spelled like Rhaegar with an H-E-A, then I would say Vhagar. But since it's just V-H-A-G-A-R and there's no A-E, I was like, well, it can't be the same as Rhaegar. It must be Vhagar or Vhagar. And Vhagar sounds cooler, so I went with Vhagar. However, George Martin says Vhagar. And although George has said there are no correct, quote-unquote, pronunciations, and you can say it however you want, I do generally try to go with the pronunciations that George says. So he says Vhagar. So I will go ahead and just say Vhagar. I made my effort to change it to Vhagar, but there was it was too much outcry. It was too much controversy. I think I upset too many people. Too many people have been saying Vhagar for too long, so I will go ahead and say Vhagar. Just to make you guys happy. But just so you know, I did take my stand. I made an effort. It's not spelled like Rhaegar, but we'll say it like Rhaegar, even though it is. So, the one that I really feel strongly about is not pronouncing the Targaryen names like they're ISS, like Daenerys, Aenys. I don't like that. Rhaenys, I hate it. I don't think that's right. That's the only one I really care about. You got to say Rhaenys, Daenerys, and Aenys. Aenys is the bee's knees. That's my opinion. So you got to say it like that. Otherwise, you can do what you want. You can say Brienne of Tarth if you want to, or Pattaya. Rest in peace, Roy de Treese. Anyway, the next video that I'll be having is a Vhagar video, the follow-up to the Meet the Dragons. I said I was going to do just just a Rhaegar video. So that's what's coming this week. And of course, I'll do something for you next Sunday as well. Hey, how do you pronounce Varys? Varys? I usually say Varys myself. Varys is kind of weird. Varys doesn't sound like a name. Varys sounds like a name. So, yeah, Melis. That's what I say too. Melis. Yeah. All right. Well, feel free to comment with your opinion on my pronunciations in the chat if you want. But yeah, have a happy Sunday. Go Warriors. And I'll see you real soon.